here because joining us now is Republican Congressman Ralph Norman. Congressman, you are on the House Rules Committee. Thank you so much for being with us this morning.
My pleasure.
All right, so just tell me, firstly, how do you expect to vote this morning on the remaining funding bills and also on the 2-week CR to fund the Department of Homeland Security?
Well, first of all, I voted for it in rules. I will vote for it on the floor. I don't like the fact that we're falling for the Democrats' ploy of, passing the five to keep the government open with the caveat that we're going to have 10 days to examine DHS. Their whole intent is to shut down ICE, and it's not going to happen. I think the preview of coming attractions is they will find more ways to shut it down. It's not just wearing body cams, which I agree with that. Taking the mask off, I do not. They're under the assaults on ICE officers is up 8,000%. They're doing their job and are arresting those who are harming Americans, illegals in the country in the first place. So, and they want to impeach Kristi Noem, which Kristi Noem is doing a tremendous job. So we'll see how it plays out on the floor. If I thought the 10 days would prove anything beneficial, I would probably say that, but it just won't. I think, their intent again, and this is from the comments in Rules Committee, they just want to abolish ICE, and it's not going to happen. 77 million people voted for Donald Trump because of shutting the border down, and he's dealing with getting the illegals out of the country, those with criminal records especially.
Well, Congressman, I don't know if you were able to hear the program, but the last two callers, one was on your side, basically saying that this conversation around ICE was misguided. But we've had other callers who have said that they want to see changes to the way that ICE operates. Obviously, not just the body cameras, which DHS Secretary Kristi Noem announced yesterday, but other fundamental changes. I wonder if you feel that those folks who want to see things change have any validity in their argument.
Well, like what? What changes do they want?
Well,
to stop them from going in houses? What if the criminals are in houses? They're not going to stand out on the street and saying, I violated the law, I'm here illegally, and, I murdered somebody or killed somebody or raped somebody. So what are they to do? And I'm sorry, if you impede the ICE agents, if you block their cars, if you fight them, if you spray them with mace, they're going to have bad outcomes. They just are, as they should. The unfortunate death of the young man, Mr. Pretty, he kicked out a light in the tail light of a car. He should have gone to jail, and he did for a short time. Then they released him. There are consequences to what these people are doing, and when you have the governor, Waltz, the mayors urging their police department to fight ICE agents who are there to protect them. I'm sorry, they're aiding and abetting criminals. The Democratic Party is now on the side of the criminal instead of the law-abiding Americans.
But Congressman, let me ask you, because you are also a part of the House Freedom Caucus, both the White House and Republican leadership agreed that the DHS components should be separated to allow for more time to come to some compromise on ICE reforms. You're saying that they aren't necessarily needed, but why do you think the White House and Republican leadership agreed to it?
Well, I agree. The White House does not want to shut down. They want to, they want to keep the government open. There's so many great things this administration is doing. They just are. And, it just goes to show that the last shutdown that the Democrats, the 43-day shutdown that they caused, basically did not bode well for them. Now, I guess we will give them the 10 days. I think it'll probably the bill will pass on suspension, moving the 5 bills forward and having time to I guess, discuss and see what can be done over 10 days. I just am real dubious that anything positive is going to happen with the 10 days. They will get the 10 days. All they will do is use the mainstream media to lambaste Kristi Noem, lambaste ICE agents, and I think it's avoiding the spotlight that is on Minnesota that they want to avoid, which is the $9 billion in losses or fraud that they're covering up. They want to do anything to divert attention. And I just hate the ICE agents are having to go through this. Yes, let's talk about some reforms, but stopping them from doing their job, doing away with them, that's not going to happen.
Congressman, your Republican colleague, Representative Anna Paulina Luna, said that she would initially block the government funding bill unless the GOP leadership attached the SAVE Act. That seems to have been remedied overnight, where she's now saying that she will vote for it. But what were those conversations like, if you know, with the White House on the SAVE Act to get some of the holdouts, including Tim Burchett, to come on to the other side and vote for this funding package today?
You know what Donald Trump does well is he brings people together. He did that. He met with Tim Burchett and Anna Paulina Luna, and I think he gave them the big picture. Let's get this thing behind us. Let's give the Democrats their 10 days. Let's see what they do. But what the good thing that Anna and Tim have done is bring light to the fact that you need to be a legal American to vote. The SAVE Act that's what that basically is. If you're illegal, you will not vote in elections in America, and it's high time to pass that. And if it's not now, I think the pressure is on to get it for the Senate to pass it, and I think that'll come to pass, but not while this other insanity is going on with the Democrats looking for any reason they can to shut it down. And it's TDS, Trump syndrome. That's all this is. They hate him. He can do no good, and the man's done so many great things for this country. But the Democrats are. We'll play it out. We'll see how it works out.
I have two more questions for you, Congressman, and then I'll let you go. But first, just kind of back on those ICE reforms, I want to put up something on the screen here. You won't be able to see it, but our audience will, about some of the Democratic demands. They are ending roving patrols, tightening the rules on warrants, and requiring ICE to coordinate with local authorities. Also enforcing accountability and a uniform code of conduct, requiring agents to take off masks, wear body cameras, and carry ID. Is there anything in that list, Congressman, that you feel that you could support in these next 10 days?
The only thing I would support is body cams. They shouldn't take the mask off. What about the protesters who are violating the law who wear masks?
What
Are
about
they going
carrying
to?
ID, Congressman? Would you be supportive of that?
Yeah, carrying ID would be fine. They've got that on them anyway. But displaying that to get further humiliated and abused is not right. I think the body cam is good. I think, but not the mask off.
What about a
And
uniform code of conduct? I'm just going down the list here. Would you be supportive of that, given, specifically depending on what it says?
yeah, I mean specifically, what is a uniform code of conduct? What are they asking? They want to abolish it, Jasmine. They just do. And I'm not for that. The only thing I would support is the body cam, which makes sense. Everything else, they shouldn't be impeded. They're doing a tough job. They have families too. They have children. They have wives. They've got to go home too. And for this to happen to them, the American people are behind them for the most part. Now, it's unfortunate with the two that died. No one wants to see that, but with what the violence that the Democrats are advocating for is insane, and it should not happen in America.
And my last question for you, sir, is that the president yesterday urged Republicans to, quote, nationalize elections, saying in about 15 places the government should take over these elections. I wonder what your thoughts are, and would you be supportive of that effort?
What my interpretation of what President Trump said is he wants to stop the fraud that I think is in some of our elections. What he did in Georgia to seize the voting machines, he should not have to do that. They ought to turn it over to him anyway. And what he did in Atlanta is totally right. And he wants open and safe and fair elections. And it's been proven in a lot of cases we haven't had that, or the suspicion of it is there. And the left is not doing anything to dispel the rumors and the fact that that's why they don't want voter ID. That's why they don't want the SAVE Act.
Congressman Ralph Norman, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
My pleasure. Thank you.
We appreciate your time.